welcome Erick Worre.
Well, hello to the I Am Mastering family. It's so great to be here, and what an incredible setup you have for this special virtual event around the world. It's great to be able to spend a little bit of time with you. I've been a big fan of what you're doing. Your owner, your founder, your CEO, your chief marketing officer, so many of your top leaders. You're doing such an extraordinary job of working hard, bringing value, bringing a valuable product and service to the world, and building teams of people who are expressing entrepreneurship. That's the thing that gets me excited, is the idea of entrepreneurship. See, if you're going to get involved in this profession, I've been involved in this profession for 32 years. 32 years I've worked around this network marketing profession. I started when I was 23 years old, and as a 23-year-old person, this idea of freedom was foreign to me. It was a challenge to me. And when I got introduced to this network marketing thing, I got off to what I would love to tell you was a great start, but my first month was really good, my second month was exceptional, and my third month everything fell apart. And I learned through hard experience that it's not just about timing and it's not just about positioning. At some point you got to develop some skills. I struggled for my first 3 years inside of network marketing, and it was a little bit ugly. I counted one time, I rebuilt my organization 7 times. 7 times. I build up a little team and then fall apart. And then I build up a little team and then fall apart. I did that over and over and over again. And finally, I decided, I made a decision at an event just like this. Maybe sitting where you're sitting, I was sitting in the same kind of situation, trying to decide what I was going to do inside this profession. I've been doing this hard, working hard for 3.5 years. And I made the decision, I'm going to become a network marketing professional. I'm going to go pro. I'm going to let go of timing and positioning. I'm going to stop trying to get lucky, and I'm going to start focusing on being good. And in that moment, a couple things happened. First of all, my dominating emotion for my first 3.5 years was fear. I was afraid that I wasn't enough. I was afraid that I was in the wrong place at the wrong time with the wrong team, maybe even wrong company, who knows? But I was afraid of everything. I was afraid I was going to miss out on the opportunity. And then, when I made the decision to become an expert, the fear left my body. Absolutely left my body. And I went, okay, I have a plan. I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to go make it happen. The second thing I realized in that moment, sitting in that arena, watching this live event, was that for the first time in my life, no one could stop me. Politics couldn't stop me. My lack of education couldn't stop me. My previous failures couldn't stop me. My negative friends and family couldn't stop me. My team couldn't stop me. My upline couldn't stop me. Nobody could stop me. I could go do this. I could take charge of my life. And even if it maybe took me longer than most people, I could go all the way to the top. So with that decision in mind, I stepped forward in my career with a different sense of conviction, of purpose, of determination, and almost immediately people started treating me different because they could see that something changed in me. And I go out into the world and I start fresh. And it didn't take long. I will tell you, once you make the decision to be a network marketing professional, once you decide to go pro, success is coming at you pretty quick. It doesn't take long. It only took 2-3 years for me. By the time I was 29 years old, I was $1 million a year earner. I continued on to build a huge career in the field. I will tell you, I'm not the best builder, not the best trainer that there's ever been. There's many people in your organization that made more money than I ever did. But I will tell you what I learned over the course of 32 years. Success does leave clues. I work with and coach thousands of 6- and 7-figure earners around the world. I know what they have in common. I evaluate them from all different companies, all different products, all different backgrounds, all different ages, different countries around the world. I evaluate all of it. And through that experience, I've come to realize that there's a handful of things that you need to understand if you want to really separate yourself from the crowd inside of this profession. The first thing that I've come to realize is network marketing is not perfect. It's got its challenges, it's judged, it's misunderstood. Some people are going to think less of you. It's emotional, it's got some big ups and downs. It's got its issues. It can get attacked sometimes from people who don't understand it. People inside of our profession, sometimes we can overdo it when it comes to the hype inside of our business. All these different things. It's not perfect. But if you have an entrepreneurial bone in your body, it's better. It's better than any form of entrepreneurship on earth. There's nothing better for the average person to be able to get involved, start a business, build it with some sweat equity instead of a huge investment, get an enormous amount of support, and create leverage in their life. There's no better opportunity for the average person. I will take the challenge and I will debate anyone on earth, and they will not win that debate. Network marketing isn't perfect, but it's better. The second thing I learned, and I would share with you, is if you're gonna do it, if you're gonna be involved, decide to be a professional. Decide to go pro. And when I say go pro, I don't mean go full-time. I'm saying even if a part-time effort, that you act like a professional, that you treat this like a career, that you treat it with respect. Because I think that there's three categories of people inside of network marketing. There's the posers, the fakers, there's the amateurs, and there's the professionals. Now, the posers are just trying to get something for nothing. This is a glorified lottery ticket. They're going to see what happens. Maybe they can sign up some people. Maybe they'll get something for nothing. Who knows? Maybe they'll hit lightning in a bottle and get rich by involving a couple people. Those are the posers. They're here today and they're gone tomorrow. Mostly they're tourists. They're not permanent residents inside of our profession. They're here for a minute. Then there's the amateurs. Now, the amateurs are focused on timing and positioning. They put everything on their upline instead of developing their own skills. They blame everybody else for their problems instead of taking responsibility. And until they change, they're going to kind of be frustrated inside of our business. And then the third group are the professionals. These are people who take charge, they take responsibility, they learn the skills, they don't blame other people for their problems. They're not whining. They're not complaining. They absolutely decide that they're going to be CEO of their life, CEO of their business, and they're going to take charge. If you're going to do this, if you're going to be involved, please step away from the posers, step away from the amateurs, and decide to become a professional. Might take time, but decide to become a professional. Third thing that I learned is, like any profession, there's some skills that you need to develop. You got to become skilled if you want to create a career here. Now, these skills are not hard to learn. I was a very poor student in formal education, and I learned them. Your top leaders have learned them. Anybody who has a desire can learn these skills, but here's what I will tell you. These skills, in relation to the difficulty in learning them, they're the highest paid set of skills in the world. But you do have to develop them. You can't just put it all on the company or your upline or somebody else and expect everybody else to do it for you, and you're an unskilled person. You've got to develop some skills. And there's 7 fundamental skills that you need to develop. I'm probably best known for the book Go Pro, 7 Steps to Becoming a Network Marketing Professional. Maybe you've heard of that book. It's sold 3 million copies around the world. If you haven't learned about it or know about it, maybe check it out. In there we talk about these 7 skills. And think about how difficult these skills are. They're not that difficult. Skill number one, you need to find prospects. How do you find people to educate about your product? How do you find people to educate about your opportunity? When I first got involved in network marketing, I thought the prospects thing, you either knew a lot of people and you're going to make a lot of money in network marketing, or you didn't know a lot of people and you weren't going to make a lot of money. But you know what I found out? Doesn't matter how many people you know when you join. As a matter of fact, most of the top earners in the profession, like 95% of the people that they've sponsored since they got started in this profession, they met after they joined the company. 95%. Ask them, they'll tell you. So it's a skill. You need to develop and learn how to identify and make contact with prospects that you can educate about your product, about your service, about your education, and about your opportunity. So that's skill number one. Skill number two, you need to learn how to invite. How do you invite somebody to understand more about this educational platform? How do you invite them to understand more about the opportunity to build a network and move more sales through that network? How do you invite? This is the gateway skill, because if you can't get somebody to take a look, then you can't build a business. So you got to learn how to invite. If you have credibility or if you don't, how do you invite people that look different than you? How do you invite people who are older or younger than you? How do you invite people that have different levels of success than you? This is a skill that you need to master. So inviting. Third skill is presenting. Learning how to present your platform to a person where they understand it. Learning how to present your opportunity to a person so they understand it. Now you need to learn how to present in a way that works, gets results, but also duplicates. We're in the duplication business. So finding prospects, inviting, and presenting, 3 of the 7 skills. Skill number 4 is follow-up. The fortune is in the follow-up. Very few people make a big decision in the first time that they're exposed to something. It takes a little time for them to digest it. During this process, you need to learn how to answer questions, how to overcome objections, how to stay in conversation with people. And what you need to understand is all business is conversation. All business is conversation. So you need to learn how to start a conversation with people and then stay in conversation with those people. That's what follow-up is all about. The fortune is in the follow-up. So you got to learn that skill. Skill number 5 is how do you help a person make a decision? Not twisting arms, but how do you help them make a decision to become a customer? How do you help them make a decision to become a distributor? How do you help them make a decision to join the team if they're thinking about it? A lot of you have people who are thinking about it, and you need to just expertly help them to get past the delays and go ahead and make a decision. You're not talking about a major investment here. This is something a person can get started and try it out without very much risk at all. So you need to learn the skill of helping a person get started. Skill number 6, you need to make the decision. Skill number 6, you need to help a person get started fast. How do you help a person get onboarded to the company, launched inside the company, but then how do you help them launch their business? How do you help them go get some quick success? How do you help them get some customers? How do you help them rank advance? How do you help them really move? Because one thing I've learned inside of network marketing, you've got about 30 days to help a person get started and get some results. And once you do that, then you buy time, and then they can settle in and start developing skills of their own. Helping a person get started effectively, skill set number 6. And skill set number 7 is promoting events. We live in a world today where it's online events, but learning how to promote events, get people to see the big picture, is probably the highest paid skill in the network marketing world. The highest paid skill. So those are the fundamental skills. Now, finding prospects, inviting, presenting, following up, closing, getting people started, promoting events. Now, one thing while we're talking about skills that I gotta mention. One really unique thing about your service, your platform, your educational platform that you promote around the world is with your product, whether or not somebody's successful in your business, they can go out and have success with your product. They can become skilled based upon your education. They can take that information and go out and make money just with the education that you are helping them acquire. You're helping them to develop. So you got to feel good about that, right? The ability to be able to help somebody become educated, go make money outside of your business, but also, what if they could do both? They make money out based upon your education, but they also make money based upon moving more education and building larger teams who are also helping more people become educated. Pretty powerful thing, what we provide to people inside of this business. So those are the fundamental skills. If you're going to be involved, you got to develop these skills. So number one, network marketing isn't perfect, it's just better. Number two, if you're going to do it, be a professional. Number three, like any profession, there's some skills you need to develop, okay? Number four is anything worthwhile takes time. It takes time to build something big. It takes time to create an empire. Everything huge starts small. You have so much success. I want you to resist the urge inside of your organization to compare yourself with some of the superstars in your business that have had massive success. Some of them had some previous experience that helped them go a little faster at the beginning. Don't compare. Comparison is the thief of joy. Just compare you to you from today to tomorrow. Can you get a little bit better tomorrow than you were today, and the next day than you were tomorrow? If you can do that, then you can go all the way to the top. So give yourself the time you need to develop. You got to develop a business, but you also have to develop you. Anything worthwhile takes time. Okay? So yes, you need to have urgency, but on the same side, you need to have patience. Patience and urgency coexisting. Yeah, I want to go as fast as I can, but I'm also going to give myself grace. I'm going to give myself permission to learn this. I'm going to really develop these skills. And I'll tell you one more thing about the skills, to go back for a moment. What happened for me is when I developed the skills, when I learned the skills, my confidence went way up. And when my confidence went up, I was willing to take more action. And when I was willing to take more action, I got more results. All right, so it made me want to learn more skills, and then my confidence would get in higher, and then I'd take more action, I'd get more results, and it was a virtuous cycle. It would continue to build. So one, network marketing isn't perfect, it's just better. Two, if you're going to do it, decide to be a professional. Three, like any profession, there's some skills you need to develop. And four, give yourself some time. And the fifth thing I will tell you is this: it's worth it. It's worth it. It's worth it for the people you're going to help. It's worth it for the causes you're going to be able to contribute to, the lives you're going to be able to touch, the places you're going to be able to go, the things you're going to be able to see. It's worth it for what you can do for your family. It's worth it for what you can do to prove something to yourself. But mostly, I got to tell you this: it's worth it because this business will force you to become a better version of you. It's worth it for the person that you're going to become in the process. I had 18 jobs before I joined network marketing. And at age 23, I didn't know what I was going to do. And then I found myself in this profession, and I started to work on me. I started to get better. I started to get stronger. I started to become a leader. I started to develop some skills. And it changed my whole life, and it can change yours. It's worth it. Now, a couple things before I wrap up. I will tell you, events change lives. Leaders are born at events. And I know that your CEO and your founder and a bunch of your top leaders are excited about an event that I'm going to be hosting in December 11th, 12th, and 13th. It's called GoPro. And again, it's another virtual event. And we're building a massive studio here in Las Vegas to host that event. And we have the ability, and many of your top leaders have reserved private rooms inside of this event where you can have a private event inside of our event. And I would encourage you to go to your leaders and find out how to register for that right away. There's going to be over 100,000 people watching that event live around the world. Some of your leaders are going to be on the stage, rocking it in front of the entire world. And I would really like you to be a part of it. Now, finally, I want to give you three things. Three things for you to kind of ponder as you continue through this event and you go out there and change the world. Number one, you need to think bigger. If there's any challenge in the world right now is people are thinking too small. Now, you have ownership and management and top leaders that are big thinkers, but you've got to be a big thinker. Don't just rely on their big thinking. Think bigger than ever before. The world is not served by you playing small. Number two, you need to be stronger. You need to be stronger than your circumstance. You need to be stronger than your environment, stronger than your upline, stronger than your family, stronger than your team. You need to be stronger. Stop complaining, stop whining, stop moaning, and just decide that you're going to take charge. You're enough. Be stronger. Be that leader that you wish you had. Somebody would show up in your life. Be the leader. Be somebody you wish was your upline. Decide to be stronger. And the third thing is you need to move faster. Success loves speed. Success loves velocity. If you're going to do something anyway, do it now. If you're going to do something anyway, do it fast. If you're going to do something anyway, get it done. Success loves speed. So, think bigger, be stronger, and move faster. The world is ready for you to make your mark. And when you do, I will tell you, there's going to be a group of people on the other side to say, congratulations, welcome to the club. We're the world changers. We're the people who go out there and shake it all up. We're the people who make this world a better place. We're the people who give hope to the entire planet. You've got that capability. I believe in you. I know your company believes in you, and I know your leadership believes in you. Once you believe in you, and once you decide you're going to do this, nothing's going to stop you. Go out there and make something spectacular, and I can't wait to see you soon. Take care.
Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together one last time for the one and only GoPro founder and industry pioneer, Mr. Erick Worre.